Alright, now for the next weapon, the grenade launcher. This launcher fires 6 grenade rounds from a revolving chamber. Alright, so get this. This is the first time that a grenade launcher does not have multiple rounds. They only use 1 grenade round, and that's the standard explosive round, really. Alright, let's test the grenade launcher out. Alright, typical explosion. Nothing we've never seen before, really. Alright, the enemy I'm going to test the grenade launcher on is going to be very interesting. I guess it's called Pluto. It's a fat, giant thing that just rams into you and knocks you about way further in the game. It has no eyes, so it tracks you based on your movement and noise. It reminds me of the Lickers and the freaking Garrador from Resident Evil 4. So I'm going to test the grenade launcher on the Pluto. Alright, I completely lost count because my pattern was finally broken, and then it wouldn't go away after that, so I had to just haphazardly fire. I'm gonna look back on the clip, and I'm gonna put the amount of shots it took in text form right now. So it took that many amount of grenade rounds to defeat a Pluto. Now, most of those were shot to the head, so I don't know if that lessened the time it would have took to defeat him. But that's basically the strategy for defeating that thing with the grenade launcher, is to wait until it's done looking around and fire right after it's finished. I think that's the best way to do it for that boss battle. Alright, well, that is it for the grenade launcher. Alright, now for the next weapon, the Magnum. This large pistol fires Magnum shells for maximum damage and penetration. So this is obviously a Desert Eagle looking Magnum, typical in the Resident Evil series. Alright, let's test the Magnum out. Alright, decent amount of ammo since it's a magazine and not a revolver. Firepower is an all-time high though. It's like the most powerful weapon in the game besides the charged particle rifle. So before I do a proper enemy test, I'm gonna go ahead and do my Magnum tradition since there's a zombie around here. Do an explosive headshot. Unfortunately, there's no decapitations in this game, so it's not going to be much, but I'll do it anyway. Some random viewer of my Survivor weapons review pointed out that I didn't do the explosive headshot in that weapon review, and I did forget to do it, but at the same time, I probably wasn't going to do it anyway, since Survivor 1, there's like no explosive action with the Magnums there. But this one, even though it's not going to be a decapitation, it's still going to be pretty funny looking, so I'll go ahead and do it. So here we go. Holy cow. Headshot. Alright. Now to properly test the Magnum on an enemy. So I'm going to take a big risk for you guys. The enemy I think I'm going to test the Magnum on is the final boss of this game, which is the second and final form of Morpheus Duval. It's just a big huge blob with a bunch of holes, and Morpheus's head comes out of one of them, and you have to try to shoot it. It's like a game of freaking whack-a-mole or something. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do that, and I'll probably get killed a few times trying to do it right.
but my dance card is full.
Alright, so once again, near the end I started firing erratically, so I kind of lost count. So once again, I'm going to put it in text form right here, and that's the amount of Magnum shots it took to take down Morpheus. And those are only the shots that hit his head, not counting all the other shots that I expelled, even if they contributed a little bit. I will admit, I did die once trying to do this, so once again, I hope you can appreciate the work I go through to do this review for you guys. Alright, that is it for the Magnum. Alright, now for the last weapon. The Charged Particle Rifle. This anti-life form weapon accelerates and fires highly charged particles. Alright, so as I said earlier, this is very similar to the linear launcher featured in Resident Evil Code Veronica. Let me go ahead and test it out. I got some zombies right here, and I'm going to go ahead and do the testing on them, just to see some explosive action. So it fires 3 particles at a time when fully charged, it seems, and it does not take that long to charge up. So this is an awesome weapon once you acquire it, and you have basically infinite charge all the way up until your first fight with Morpheus. That's basically what this weapon is for, is to fight him, because it's the only weapon that can hurt him. You cannot defeat him with conventional weapons. So I figured the perfect enemy to test this on will be the first form of Morpheus. Okay, so that took me 10 shots from the Charged Particle Rifle to take down Morpheus. So I guess you could say that's 30 particles. Although you have no choice but to shoot 3. It's not like the burst handgun where you could just do 1 shot. But anyway, it took me that amount of times. But it could take more than that if he dodges some of the particles. And of course, if you're in an easier or harder difficulty, it's also going to change the amount of shots most likely. Other than that, you noticed how I kind of did a cheap move right there to where he was stuck against the wall, so it was very easy to get him right there. But use that to your advantage, make that fight very easy. He didn't hit me once that entire boss fight. Alright, well, that is it for the Charged Particle Rifle. And that concludes my weapon review of Resident Evil Dead Aim. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a fun and nice little review to make. Just like Survivor, it was very, very easy. This is a fun little game, first-person shooter sort of, third-person gameplay. It's capable of using, I believe, what was called the Gun Con 2. It's like this little plastic gun that was made for the PS2, and it makes shooting easier. I do not have that accessory. Kind of wish I did, just to show it off, but I don't. Anyway, that's Resident Evil Dead Aim for you. Alright, so the next weapon review, I am very close to finally completing the element of weapons for the entire Resident Evil series. Those of you that have been with me for maybe like the last 4 years have known I've been doing weapon reviews for quite a long time, and we're finally coming to the point where I will have no more games to review the weapons of until new titles come out. I'm already done with all the melee moves, but weapons are still a thing. So now you're probably wondering, what game is there left? Well, believe it or not, I am actually gonna go ahead and do a weapon review of Resident Evil Gaiden, which is that barely popular game featured on the Game Boy Color. That's gonna be a hilarious review. It's gonna be almost be a joke, like my Resident Evil Freedom weapons review, if you ever seen that video, because I believe there's only like 3 or 4 weapons in Resident Evil Gaiden. And it's a tiny game since it's on the Game Boy Color, but I'm gonna go ahead and review the weapons of it regardless. So that's going to be the next weapon review. Alright, this is Shankster94, aka THEGAMERSHANKSTER. Rate, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time in Resident Evil Gaiden weapons review. Peace out. Stay cool.